Mr. Speaker.
Order.
Resumption of debate on the debt collection bill, second reading.
Mr. Murali Pillai. Mr. Speaker, sir, I join the honourable members who spoke before me in expressing support for the bill. I've trimmed my original speech, you may be happy to know, sir. Because
I'm very happy, thank you.
Yes, because a number of questions that I originally intended to pose have already been asked. So I only have two questions to pose to the Honourable Minister of State. First, what would be the approach when staff of debt collection agencies deal with persons who dispute their debts? The assumption for a debt collection agency when it is engaged by its client is that there's a genuine debt to be collected. In most instances, it will be a relatively straightforward matter through an acknowledgement by the debtor or as a result of a judgment issued by the court. There are, however, occasions where debts are disputed. I've come across cases involving people who dispute debts. For example, they may claim that they are victims of impersonation, or that the goods and services received are not within the quality expected under the respective contracts. Alternatively, they may not dispute the debts in principle, but raise issue with the quantum instead. In such situations, in the absence of a court judgment, can the alleged debtors require the staff of debt collection companies to stop engaging them and refer the case back to the creditors? In practice, the debt collection companies usually ignore the protestations of the debtors and continue to insist that the debts should be paid purely on the strength of the instructions of their principals, in this case, their creditors. This may be unfair. In my respectful view, there should be clear rules of engagement when there is a potential for debts to be disputed. We may have to weave in requirements, such as the debt collection companies being personally satisfied that the debt collection assignments are genuine before proceeding with the engagement. What guidance would the ministry provide to deal with such circumstances? Second and finally, I seek clarification on what will be the remit of the debt collection companies under the licensing regime. Will they be limited to collecting unsecured debts against principal debtors or guarantors? Or is it intended they may also be involved in the recovery of secured debts? Can they, for example, exercise the creditors' rights of repossession of assets that are charged in favor of creditors or subject to hire purchase agreements? If so, what safeguards will be introduced to ensure that such activities are done strictly within the bounds of law and having regard to debtors' rights? Thank you.